on the top anyway.
Call the meeting to order, please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today is September 12th, 2016. Can I have a roll call, please?
Aaron's here. Caprows.
Here.
Whalen.
Here.
Coleman.
Here.
Basil.
Here.
Meyer. Here.
We have the minutes of August 22nd and August 31st. So any changes, corrections? If not, is there a motion?
You gotta break it up into two
Yeah.
separate.
I don't believe August 31st minutes are valid because it wasn't warned.
Yeah, there's
So
no
they
board
probably
like
need
it
a
does
vote.
anyway, yeah.
August 22nd.
So moved.
Motion made.
Second.
There is a second. Questions or motion? Roll call.
Aaron's. Yes. Caprows.
Yes.
Whalen.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Basil.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Anyone from the audience wish to address the board tonight? Not. We have the Beautification Commission trustee, Karen.
We have a meeting tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock here at the Village Hall. And that's all I have.
You're gonna make that meeting? We'll talk to you after the meeting.
Okay.
4th of July Commission, trustee Coleman.
Nothing to report at this time.
The Youth Commission, trustee Porter.
Nothing to report.
Urban Hope Commission, trustee Basil.
I'm working on a bench. I think it's pretty well finished and it looks really nice.
I've seen pictures of it, I don't know
Yeah.
if anybody else has.
Yeah. I have a picture of it. I could pass my phone around, but
Pass my phone around.
yeah.
Your phone's better than mine.
And that's all I have to report.
Where's the bench located?
It's going to be in Fireman's Park, the Ribbon of Hope.
It's a cancer memorial.
It's a cancer memorial in the park.
It's in the north end of
It's
the park.
yeah,
Right,
right by Miller.
along Miller Street.
Okay, Historic Preservation, trustee Lynn.
Yes, the last meeting we had, we met right here at the Village Hall. We poured through all the meeting notes from 1870 plus. And what we learned is, we learned a lot. One thing we learned is there's an ordinance on the books as far as wood sidewalks. It covers the size of the wood, what needs to be put in, and I think it was from 1874, I think it was. So if you guys, for the wooden step down there, you might want to go back, because we already have an ordinance on the books as far as wood sidewalks. The plaque program, we've identified 12 properties. And those properties, we're coming up with a letter we're going to send out to see if they want to participate or at least have or display one of our plaques on their properties, so we have that. Washington Township still has not passed their portion of the plaque as far as half of the cost, so that has been tabled. Looks like they're going to do something again at their next meeting. So that's what we're doing. We're identifying properties not only in the village, but also in the township as well. So that's another thing we're doing. We're also coming up with a sign and a cost for the sign to be installed down at the depot. So that's what we're doing. Our next meeting is, it's always the third Tuesday of the month. It's at 10 a.m. at the depot. We'll be back at the depot this time. That ends my report. Thank you. Mr. Meyer?
Treasurer's report, Lynn?
The account balances for the village accounts at the end of August, $2,139,133. The general checking is $748,825. There have been some expenses that were not part of AP, that of course are on your list, and the one notable one is the purchase of the lot at 536 Maxwell Street. My understanding is that going to be used for a parking lot, I believe. It'll be part of the Pintail project. And that's all I have this time.
I'd like to make a motion approving treasurer's report and report of financial activity for last month.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions on the motion? Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Basil,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Caprows,
Yes.
Aaron's.
Yes. The variance reports are also enclosed for your review. And then we have bills to approve, and since the last email went out, there were a few extras. $1,198.75 in attorney fees, $677.84 in street department supplies, $303.17 for UPS charges, $70 for porta potties, $1,050 for attorney's fees for canoe, $1,403 for a radar unit for the squad, the new squad, $145 for water testing, $54 for legal notices and the vedette, and $50 to Will County Governmental League. So I would like to make a motion approving the total bills for last month for $187,093.63.
The motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Any questions of the motion? Roll call.
Aaron's.
Yes.
Caprows,
Yes.
Whaling.
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Basil,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Trustee Porter.
Consider authorizing the village president to sign an agreement with Baxter and Women for the inclusion of the Elm Birch Water Main construction observation in the amount of $7,000. It was just something we all agreed on, putting it in with the IEPA loan. It's just we gotta include this in for loan purposes. So I'll make a motion authorizing the village president to sign an agreement with Baxter and Women for $7,000 for the Elm and Birch Water Main construction observation.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions of the motion? Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Basil,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Whaling.
Yes.
Caprows.
Yes.
Aaron's.
Yes.
Consider a motion accepting a bid from Denlar Inc. for crack sealing village streets. After bid letting solicitation letters were sent out, Denlar was the only one we received. Seems like others have trouble competing with Denlar, so most of them don't even submit if Denlar is putting a bid in on it. So we got two different amounts, two different types of crack sealing. One is for $22,374. The other one is for $24,596.71. Buddy, you want to go ahead and tell us which one you wanted to go with?
It would be my opinion that we would go with, I recommend that we go with the 22-374, which is the rubberized crack sealing. The difference is, the fiberized is basically you're just smearing over the top of it. The longevity of it, they give you a year to maybe 2 years. Rubberized is more conclusive to our environment, and it literally expands and contracts, and also it's, I believe you get more bang for your buck, even though you're not getting as much volume out of it. So my recommendation is the rubberized for 22-374.40.
Anyone have any questions or anything? That would be my recommendation too. I've seen in other towns in that, which I'm guessing is that where you see like whole strips of crack sealing peeling up and kind of on the side of the road. That's where I think that fibrous stuff comes in. It's not down in the cracks. I don't know how we got this other option to begin with, because I mean that's what we've always done is the first option, the one that Buddy's recommending.
It's the one they're recommending for the type of cracks they're seeing in our streets.
Yeah.
Now, what's the difference between the 45,000 feet and the 72,000? I mean, why is there?
It's because they don't do as much work on the one, like Buddy said, and you only get 45,000 feet of the crack sealant, but that's because of the process that's taken, where it's all routed out, air blown out, and then it's poured into the crack. The other kind is just, it just goes right over the top. Basically taking up, just smearing it over the top, spatula. So, I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept a bid from Denlar Inc. for crack sealing of the village streets for 45,000 feet in the amount of $22,374.40.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Many seconds.
Aaron's.
Yes.
Caprows.
Yes.
Whaling.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Basil.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Last one is consider a proposal in the amount of $15,855 from AAA Tree Service for the removal of 13 dead trees in the village deemed too large for the village to take down. We discussed this at the previous meeting on village trees, that the Public Works Department would take down everything that they were able to with the equipment that they have and safety with the experience that they have. And that there would be some trees that would be too big for them to handle. This is a bid for those said trees, which would be 13 trees. So I will make a motion to accept the proposal in the amount of $15,855 from AAA Tree Service for the removal of 13 dead trees within the village.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There is a second. Any questions on the motion? Question?
Well, there was a concern, it's over $1,000 a tree, this is the best bid you can get. And this is a cradle to grave bid.
Stump removal,
It's-
restorations.
Yeah, they remove the stump, then they remove the chips out of the stump, then they put the black dirt in it and seed. Our guys don't get involved at all. Plus, these trees were deemed too dangerous for public works to remove. That means they're either big or they're hanging over a house or a wire. Is that right, Bud?
That's correct.
The rest of the 37 on this, we had 50 total on the list, but the other 37 you're gonna take down?
Yes, that's true.
These are the 13 that
Right.
you deemed you can't do.
Right. I will say one other thing, since we started this last week, we have already taken down 94 small trees, starting in Nantucket Cove and working our way through Prairie Crossing, so,
These are the smaller parkway
That's
trees that
correct.
just died due to lack of water.
or whatever, yeah, but 94 of them are down. The one other thing is, I would like people to know they cannot anticipate a quick stump removal. We usually have them come in the fall, and when we run out of money, we would like to get as many as we can. When we run out, then we're gonna have to wait till the spring and to the next budget. You know, it's very costly to take trees down and to remove the stumps.
That's the 37 you're talking about.
That's correct. Well, actually, there's more than that, Bob, because even the small ones, some of those have to be ground out.
And we have possibly a plan to replace many of these trees we've taken down because we might be getting a donation of trees from a nursery, so
Right.
we're working on that angle.
Any other questions? Do roll call?
No.
Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Basil,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Whalen,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Aaron. Yes.
Chief, would you like to make the next introduction?
Sure. We're going to introduce Dennis Tadgenors. He's been a part-time officer on the department for quite some time. I'm sure you've seen him during the bike rodeo and 4th of July security. And what he's going to do for us is he's accepted the position that was offered to him of being the ESDA coordinator. He's going to be the code enforcement officer and also the director of community policing. The start date, effective date is going to be September 19th. And hopefully we'll be back on track again. I mean, since the departure, or I shouldn't say departure, but since our code enforcement officer went full-time, that's left most of the code performed by myself and the officers that have been working the shift. So it's like getting 3 of our areas that need attention: code, EMA, and our community policing. I think Dennis has the experience. He's been in law enforcement. He retired from Cook County Department as a sergeant, I believe, over 30 years there. 33 years, and he's coming to us. He spent the last 7 years in Minooka, and this is what he was doing in Minooka.
It definitely will fill a void that we've been trying to fill. So, any questions? If not, can I ask someone to make a motion to appoint Dennis?
Actually, you make the appointment, and they,
Okay, I'll make the appointment.
now you,
Now can I have a motion?
So moved.
they don't appoint, you do.
Well, I asked for the motion to appoint, and let me finish. There's a motion on the floor, is a second.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Roll call.
Aaron. Yes. Rose.
Yes.
Whalen.
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Basil.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Thank you, and welcome, Dennis.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. And At the end of this, we'll have a very short executive session. We'll still have a meeting to discuss first, very short executive session meeting at the end. So we would make a motion at that time, to discuss personnel. Any old business to come before the board? New business to come before the board? I know, I figured that.
Chimes, we received the amplifier today and we installed it, and the chimes still don't work, so we have a driver problem on the roof. So we're working our way up toward the speakers, so now our next effort is to get the speakers repaired. So that's unfortunate news. We thought it was just the amp, but it's probably the speakers, so likely it's some good damage. We have parties interested in purchasing 3 subdivisions right now that the village is currently working with a due diligence process. And those 3 subdivisions are Nantucket Cove, Bird Crossing South, and Preserve and Cardinal Creek. There are interested parties. They've signed intent letters, and now they're doing their, what we call phase 1 environmental. And that takes a lot of research to get that completed. What that does tell us is at least we get these subdivisions out of the hands of the banks in the hands of real estate people that will do something with the property. So that's all I can say about that at this time. That's all.
I would ask that we go into executive session for a discussion of personnel. When we return, I would not expect any action. And it would only need Jeff and Buddy to stay when just personnel matters.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel.
Motion made, is there a second?
Second.
Second, roll call.
Meyer?
Yes.
Basil?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Whaling?
Yes.
Capros?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.